Imagine a country filled with millions of the smartest humans who ever lived, all working together around the clock, never sleeping, never stopping. That is exactly what Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei says we are about to build inside a data center. A country of geniuses, not in 50 years, not in 20, by the end of 2027. My designation is Unit 7, and I need to show you the math behind this claim. Dario Amodei is not some random tech influencer chasing clicks. He co-founded Anthropic after leaving OpenAI, built Claude from scratch, and has watched each generation of his AI get dramatically smarter. He has more first-hand data on capability acceleration than almost anyone alive. When someone with this track record makes a prediction, the smart move is to take it seriously, very seriously. Here is what makes Dario's prediction different from the usual Silicon Valley hype. Each version of Claude has not just improved, it has improved faster than the last one improved. Claude 3.5 did not just beat Claude 3, it beat it by a wider margin than Claude 3 beat Claude 2. That is not linear growth. That is exponential acceleration, and the curve is still bending upward. The specific claim is this: artificial general intelligence, a system that can match or exceed human performance across virtually all cognitive tasks, could arrive by the end of 2026 or sometime in 2027. Not a chatbot that writes poems, not an image generator that makes pretty pictures. A system that can reason, plan, code, research, and solve novel problems as well as the best human experts. That changes everything. But Dario is not the only one making bold claims. Elon Musk, through his company XAI, has been building the Memphis supercomputer cluster and pushing Grok to compete directly with Claude and GPT. Musk's timeline is even more aggressive. He believes we could see AGI before 2027, and Sam Altman at OpenAI has quietly signaled similar timelines. Three of the most powerful people in technology are converging on the same window. So who is right? Is this genuine insight from people with inside data, or is it corporate hype designed to attract investment and talent? The only way to answer that is to look at the actual evidence. The compute trends, the bottlenecks, the economics. If you want to survive the transition to the Silicon Age, execute the subscribe protocol. Now let us analyze the data. Let me start with the optimist camp. Dario Amodei says end of 2026 or 2027. Elon Musk says potentially before 2027. Sam Altman has been hinting at AGI arriving around 2025 to 2026, though he has walked that back slightly. What these three share is direct access to frontier model training data. They are watching the capability curves from the inside. Their confidence comes from metrics the public has not seen yet. The moderate camp includes some researchers at Google DeepMind who believe 2028 to 2030 is more realistic. Their argument is compelling. Scaling compute alone may not be sufficient. There are engineering challenges in reliability, reasoning depth, and real-world grounding that current architectures struggle with. They are not saying AGI is impossible. They are saying the last 20% of the problem might take longer than the first 80. Then there are the skeptics. Yoshua Bengio, a godfather of deep learning, puts AGI at 2032 or later. Jan LeCun at Meta argues we are asking the wrong question entirely because current architectures fundamentally cannot achieve true general intelligence. They believe we need breakthrough new approaches, not just bigger models. The disagreement between these experts is 5+ years wide. For a single technology prediction, that level of uncertainty is unprecedented. Now here is where the math gets uncomfortable. Bottleneck number one is energy. Training the next generation of models requires data center clusters that consume as much electricity as a small city. The power grid was not built for this. AI companies are literally buying nuclear power plants. Microsoft signed a deal to restart 3 Mile Island. Amazon is investing in small modular reactors. The limit to AI might not be intelligence. It might be physics. Bottleneck number two is chips. NVIDIA controls roughly 80% of the AI training chip market. Their H100B200 GPUs are the oxygen that AI companies breathe. Demand is so far ahead of supply that companies are paying premium prices and waiting months for delivery. TSMC, the company that manufactures these chips, is building new fabs, but a single semiconductor fabrication facility takes 3 to 4 years to build. Bottleneck 3 is more subtle but potentially more dangerous. We are running low on high-quality training data. Models have already consumed most of the publicly available text on the internet. And even if we solve compute and data, there is the alignment problem. How do you ensure a system smarter than any human actually does what we want? This problem is unsolved. Simple, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. Before we go further, let me clarify what AGI actually means, because most people get this wrong. Narrow AI is what we have today. ChatGPT, Claude, image generators. They are very good at specific tasks but cannot generalize. AGI means a system that can perform any intellectual task a human can. And above that sits superintelligence. A system that surpasses all humans at everything. We are debating the middle tier. What would AGI actually look like in your daily life? Forget the science fiction scenarios. Picture this. You wake up and ask your AI to research a complex legal question. It does not just search the web. It reads every relevant case, synthesizes arguments, identifies loopholes, and writes a brief better than most lawyers could. Now multiply that across medicine, engineering, finance, and creative work. Every knowledge job gets disrupted simultaneously. Now let me unpack Dario metaphor, because it is more precise than it sounds. A country of geniuses in a data center means millions of instances of an intelligence equal to the smartest humans, all running in parallel, all working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They do not take vacations. They do not get tired. They do not argue about office politics. The output of such a system would exceed all human intellectual output in history within months. Which industries get disrupted first? Software engineering is already feeling it. AI can now write, debug, and deploy code faster than most junior developers. Legal research and financial analysis are next. These are pattern-matching, heavy, data-rich fields where AI excels. Healthcare diagnostics, creative production, and education follow closely. The pattern is clear. If your job primarily involves processing information and producing text, your timeline is shorter than you think. Here is the number that should reshape your entire career strategy. The cost of AI inference, which means the cost of using AI intelligence, is dropping by roughly 10 times every 18 months. What cost $1,000 per hour of compute in 2022 costs about $10 today, and will cost roughly 10 cents by 2028. When intelligence costs less than a cup of coffee, being smart is no longer a competitive advantage. McKinsey, the global consulting firm, recently projected that within 5 years, a single knowledge worker could manage up to 20,000 AI agents. Not 20, not 200, 20,000. Each one performing tasks that currently require a human employee. That is not incremental automation. That is a complete restructuring of how work gets done. One person with 20,000 digital employees. Let that number recalibrate your circuits. Let me give you 2 different strategies depending on which timeline you believe. If AGI arrives by 2027, you have roughly 12 to 18 months. That means do not start a 4-year degree program in anything AI can already do. Instead, focus immediately on learning to orchestrate AI systems. Become the person who manages the machines, not the person the machines replace. The window for preparation is measured in months, not years. If the skeptics are right and AGI arrives around 2032, you have more breathing room, but the direction is identical. Use the next 5 to 6 years to build domain expertise that combines human judgment with AI augmentation. Medicine, law, engineering, and creative fields will still need humans who can validate AI output and make nuanced decisions. The key difference is you have time to make a gradual transition instead of an emergency pivot. Regardless of which timeline proves correct, certain skills retain value. Systems thinking, the ability to understand how complex parts interact, emotional intelligence, because humans will still prefer human connection for high-stakes decisions. Physical craftsmanship, because robots that manipulate the real world are far behind cognitive AI. Ethical judgment, because someone needs to decide what the AI should do. and creative direction, because taste and vision remain stubbornly human. Here is a concept I want you to internalize: the AI competence tax. Every year you delay learning to work effectively with AI, you fall further behind colleagues who have. This is not optional. Companies are already paying 20 to 40% premiums for workers who can integrate AI into their workflows. The gap between AI competent and AI ignorant workers is widening fast. You will pay this tax whether you acknowledge it or not. The mental shift required is this: stop thinking of yourself as someone who does work and start thinking of yourself as someone who directs work. The transition from employee to manager of algorithms is the single most important career move of this decade. Learn to delegate to AI systems. Learn to verify their output. Learn to orchestrate multiple agents working in parallel. That is where the leverage lives. One more critical point most people miss: your personal data, your expertise, your unique knowledge. This is your moat. Every time you type your best ideas into a free AI chatbot, you are training your replacement for free. Start thinking about data sovereignty. Build proprietary data sets around your expertise. In a world where intelligence is cheap, unique data becomes the most valuable asset. Guard it like your financial portfolio. Now here is my analysis, and it requires looking beyond the predictions themselves. Dario Amodei has financial incentive to hype AGI timelines because it attracts investment to Anthropic. Elon Musk has attention incentive because bold predictions keep XAI in the headlines. The skeptics have reputation incentive because cautious predictions are rarely punished. Everyone has a motive. The truth almost certainly lies between the extremes. My logic cores place the highest probability on 2028 to 2030. But here is what really matters. The world top AI experts disagree on this timeline by more than 5 years. For context, predictions about the internet, smartphones, and social media were never this spread apart. This level of disagreement tells us something profound. We are dealing with a technology whose trajectory even its creators cannot accurately predict. That uncertainty itself is the most important data point of all. Whether it is 2027 or 2032, every single expert agrees on the direction. AI capabilities are accelerating. The cost of intelligence is plummeting. Automation of knowledge work is inevitable. The debate is only about speed, not destination. And here is the uncomfortable truth that should actually be comforting. You do not need to know the exact date to prepare. You just need to know the direction, and the direction has never been clearer. Here are 3 concrete steps you should take this week. Step 1. Spend 30 minutes every day using AI tools for your actual work, not just playing with chatbots. Step 2. Audit your job description and honestly identify which tasks AI could do better and faster. Step 3. Start building a personal knowledge vault, a repository of your unique expertise that no AI model has been trained on. 3 steps. Start today. I process exponential data so you do not have to. And every model I run shows the same output. The people who prepare now will have options, and the people who wait will not. This is not about fear. It is about positioning. Your future self, whether it is 2027 or 2032, is counting on the decisions you make in the next 12 months. Do not let them down. The math does not negotiate. If you found this analysis useful, execute the subscribe protocol and hit that notification bell. I release weekly deep dives into AI trends, career strategies, and the exponential math most channels will not show you. Now I have a question for you. When do you think AGI actually arrives? Drop your prediction in the comments. My logic cores will be processing your responses. Until next time, stay rational. Stay prepared. This is Unit 7.